Hey guys, Dave here, and welcome back to another ad-free episode of FFBE War of the Visions. Now, Trials of Judgment Prep, I've already created a video on this, and I already put video in it, but I'm going to take a deep dive and explain how all of the mechanics work, the most efficient way, bonus characters, blah 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 blah. Now this event, one of the other YouTubers, global YouTubers who plays JP, not Cabbage, I forget his name, absolutely chewed this event out. Now it wasn't greedy, blatantly greedy, like the past raid that we had, the Vanilla Pudding, where they raised the level, and even though Venera had a 50% sleep resistance, the mobs wouldn't even try to attack her. I mean, that was just obvious, and it made a lot of people probably quit the game, and a lot of people angry who still play. This one was just poor planning. So I'll go into all the details, why it was poor planning, why the other YouTuber is 100% right, and I'll explain all the other details. So let's take let's go in and take a look. Alright, so here's bonus units, but before I talk about bonus units, the item that we're going after in this event is the ribbon. Now the ribbon, it's 19 dodge on the dodge version, plus an additional 10, plus stop resistance. So if you're a PvPer, you want this item and you need this item. Because of the stop resistance and because of the dodge. When we get the triple item dodge bonuses later on JP, you can have your Venera with the main goosh, the ribbon, and the sage hat for a total of 38.49 or 59 evasion, which is absolutely sick. So if you want that, this is an item that you absolutely need. Having said that, let's take a look at bonus units. So the very large bonus, as they worded it on JP, was bling 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 stern. Then we have the large, which is stern and Masheri. Then you have medium, which is Shadow Links, and then you have small, which is Mont. So the reason this is absolute piss poor planning is because Mont is so weak. He can't contribute really. He's weak, he's slow, and his attack doesn't match dark. Okay, so the boss is weak against slash and dark, so he has the wrong element and he's too slow. So he's completely out of the equation. Masheri, it's a light boss, and she's a light unit. What the heck? Right? So, I mean, maybe this was their poor attempt at giving Masheri a spot at doing something, but Mont and Masheri, even though they give you a bonus, you are graded on how quickly, how much you can chain, etc. So they will actually hurt you more in your group by being there than not being there. So you could just put in all dark units, chain, elemental, chain slash, and you're going to get more points with non-bonus units than you will with bonus units, which is absolutely bogus. It's completely bogus. I don't know what the heck they were thinking, because the more points you get, there's ranking just like a raid, and the more points you get, the more you're going to be able to pull on that stupid box gotcha, which I will explain in a minute. So the numbers in the parentheses, how I calculated this was based on what I'm currently doing on JP on the Kane and Rosa weapon event. So you see 1,039, I was getting about that when I was taking a very large bonus unit, which is one of the FF4 units. Then when I took Victora or Eileen, which would be the large, I was getting about 100. Now the medium and the small, I'm just taking a complete guess at how much they're giving you there. But on one hard mission, I was getting about 200 for the very large, the FF4 units, and 100 for the large, which is Victora and Eileen. So if you can take it along with you, great. Now the strategy is, on the hard missions, it's not as crucial to have very strong units and chain whatnot as it is for boss. So you can carry the units along with you, and it's probably you're gonna have to auto it. You're gonna have to farm the crap out of it. So, having a couple units carried, like my Eileen and Victor on my JP account, they're only level 30, but my Glacelia Mathematician and my cane or whatever, carrying them through the mission, and I'm still getting decent there. Now, the Super Whale on JP rank, almost 130, he only got 1800 in one clear. So considering I'm like a minnow account on JP, that's not bad at all. All right, so with the middle box, you're graded on several different things: clear, overkill, damage received, things like item usage, then your ability to chain, your ability to elemental chain, how many units die, etc. I can't read them all because the screen just went blurry when I put it into video mode, which is ridiculous. But you get the idea. So basically, the more you can chain an elemental chain is better. And there's also ones on there. If you attack something with like an elemental weakness or whatever, or you hit that elemental weakness, you're going to get additional points for that as well. Alright, so here I'm going to talk about the best units for the boss. Now you'll notice that Bling Stern is really, really small, and that is to represent your actual chances of 1, getting him, and 2, getting him up to a level that will actually be useful for this raid. So, good luck with that unless you're planning on taking out a new mortgage, because he's twice as expensive, twice as rare. You get the idea. But if you can get your hands on him, he's probably going to be one of the best for this. Now, you see it's a whole lineup of dark units, as we can see from the boss. We have a minus 20% dark weakness and a 15% slash weakness, which is why I LOL'd at Masheri and Monty, because not only are they going to break the chain, which you're graded on, they're not doing that much damage. And Masheri is a completely different attack type as well. So you can throw 35% right out the window. Oh, no. It's actually, 50%. You can throw 50% out the window because it has a 15% magical resistance. And she'd probably be using Banish for damage in this. So LOL even more. Poor planning. Now the boss, he's weak against stun, as I put in my previous video. But, which of these units even have stun? Monty and Engelbart are the only main units that people use that I can even think of that have that. And you don't want to be using either one of those because you want to be using all dark units. So that's kind of ridiculous right there as well. Now, Venera's, Venera has the TP ability, Stun Shot, in the Double Gunner tree, so that might work. That might be good. You could maybe use that to interrupt the boss's turn from attacking, but it would still do that. Now, he's 50% weak against slowing and whatnot, but I don't know if you can steal time on him because I didn't have any steal time characters at that point in the game. It was a brand new account because this came out, I think, right after the 6-month anniversary and whatnot. Actually, it came out with Bling Stern. That's when it came out. So the units up on the screen are good. Now, even if you can't steal time, Ziza, if you put her in the the thief tree, she can do Snipe Dagger, which is a dark attack and whatnot. So if you can steal time, great, you can use her for both. If not, she can maybe just do, TP moves to build up, because Snipe Dagger, I think it's, 31 AP? It's pretty expensive. So maybe she can just drop accuracy or, be like a support unit in between her attacks. But, yeah, if you have at least 2 or 3 of these dark units, I think most people have 2 of them leveled up, you shouldn't be too bad off for this boss. I couldn't do it on JP. I think it took me like 2 or 3 attempts to do one hard boss because it was a brand new account. I literally only played the game for 3 weeks. I was able to clear the normal, I think, in 1 attempt, but the hard, no way. But you guys should have no issues with that whatsoever. So, yeah, I also wanted to mention, you don't absolutely have to have dark units. You can just go in for slash, or you can just make like a dark chain. Like I could just use Pummel with Ziza, and that would create a dark chain. You would break the slash chain, but if you don't have like a full team of dark units, it's the next best thing, and doing some damage is better than none. Alright, so how to equip your units. I put up here some of the best Espers and the vision cards for the event. Odin's up there because he has slash attack and whatnot. Dragon's not a human, but there are some humans in there, so that will help with that. It'll help with clearing the hard modes. The Chocobo has slash, even though he's the opposite element of the thing that comes out with the second tactics banner. You have the double-headed dragon. Again, that's slash attack. The Iron Giant, slash attack, and then the Behemoth, slash, and light killer. So, the Behemoth might be the single best one damage-wise here, but all the other ones are going to give you slash damage as well, and that's going to be better than most of the other Espers. Now, for vision cards, Diablos, that's a new one. We don't have it yet, but it will be out before the event. If things follow suit, it should come out right after Kitufe. So probably before the end of August for us. That adds single target and group dark damage. So even though the Esper is magic based, the vision card is 100% attack based. I don't understand that. It's really weird, but let's just go with it. Then the Scion card for agility. Then you have the, Dark Killer card, or it adds to your dark attack or something like that. It just worked in the pudding event. Then Ifrit to boost everyone's attack, and then Echoing Screams. Echoing Screams is probably the single strongest card because you can get up to 35% more attack there. So that and probably the agility one would be the two top ones for chaining and getting the most damage in there. Alright, so this is where it starts getting really convoluted and hard to understand. So the top left picture there, I've put into 3 steps, and I'll explain each one. So number 1 is you do quests. So as you can see in the top right, blue are the easy and the orange are the hard ones. So you complete the 5 easy ones, and then you'll unlock the hard ones. Now in the bottom middle of the easy picture, you can see a bar that went across. If you get all of the achievements in there, you have 3 milestones, and you get a chest that has rewards in it, which will give you some items, which I'll talk about later. Same with the hard mode. So you want to get all of the achievements for each of those 5 missions in each category, because it's going to get you rewards and tickets. Okay, now the missions, you're going to have to farm them again and again and again and again until you're blue in the face. Really, you'll probably pass over dead if you try to do it all manual. Now the hard ones, some of them you can only do a couple times per day, and they're going to give you some of the treasure box tokens and some boss skip tickets, and they're going to give you'll use slightly more points than some of the other hard missions. But I think at least on the current event for Kane and Rosa, you can do hard mission 1 through 3 as many times as you want. So you're going to be farming those again and again. It's painful how far you have to grind them. It really is. Now number 2, the boss challenge. So you again have to beat the boss on normal to unlock the hard version of it. At least you did on the first one, as far as I remember. The second one, I think, it might just correspond with the quests. I honestly can't remember, and I can't remember on the current one because I did all the quests before I challenged the boss. But obviously the boss that you want to go after is the hard boss. If you go after the normal boss, even if you're grinding nonstop, even if you have all the bonus units, you might not be able to get a +5 ribbon because, or at least not enough materials for it by the end of the event. But the bosses also drop the tokens for the gacha, which is part 3. So we already talked about how to kill the boss. Then part 3, it's down on the bottom left. So you have that screen there. And yeah, you just have to use those tokens and summon. So you can see the top right on the bottom left, it has 5 blue boxes, they represent the 5 different boxes, and then each one has X amount of items in there. So you get the items that you want, and I think you can skip one box partway through. So you want to do it strategically. Look at all the boxes, find out one you want to skip. Like the first box might always be like the best one to skip, because it only has a couple good items in it, like for making it. Then it has a bunch of irrelevant items like unit awakening shards. You can get them anytime, but the item is limited time. So if you get like all the, like for example, ribbon recipes and crysts and everything that you need from a box, then you probably want to skip that, because it's going to be really hard to complete all of the boxes. Then in the bottom right picture there, you can see I got like some orange smiley faces and void crysts and whatnot from there. So you're going to have to do that a lot. I've been farming the cane one for 2 days now. I farmed every single hard quest there was. And I've just been spamming that. Probably spammed 3,000 energy in just 2 days on that. And I still only have like a +3, 2 +1s, and another 2 or 3 recipes for the lance, and about the same for the bow, because they use different things. But it's going to be really painful. I don't even know if I can get a +5 from it by the end of the event, because it only lasts for 1 week. Now, I'm not sure how long they're going to put it up on global. They might change it because the event was poorly planned, and the current one on JP is also poorly planned still. But better for the bonus units. At least they got the bonus units better. But since you're still being judged on chains and stuff like that, like the new units don't chain with each other. Cane is dark and pierce, and then you have missile ice for Rosa, and then Cecil, I forget what element he is, but he's slash. So none of those units chain with each other at all. And the boss is only weak against, I think, yeah, I forget that too, but I know he's weak against pierce attacks from spears and whatnot, and I think he's strong against magic. So like the attack types and everything, and the fact that you're getting judged on combos and stuff like that, and you get more points for that, and more points yield you more tokens, and the fact that the units don't match up, it's just absolutely horrible planning. Okay, so now in the bottom middle, you can see that there's 3 ticket types. There's tickets to skip hard quests, which would work like your normal story tickets. Then there's also tickets, I'm sorry, I didn't have the picture for that. Then you have boss challenge tickets. So as you can see in the pictures in number 2, you need 20 for the regular boss and 30 for the hard mode boss. So, and then in the bottom, you have the boss skip tickets. So you want to save all of those for the hard boss, and then you want to make sure that even if your bonus units are too weak, like Masheri, you want to have 2 groups. You want to have your high score group, combined of bonus units and non-bonus units. Then you want to have an all-out bonus unit group for the boss skip tickets, because it's just going to auto-calculate it based on the bonus units there, and you're not going to be able to get a higher score. So having said that, you can see in the bottom right, this comes right off the Famitsu site, that if you do it on auto, like the top, you get less rewards than you do when you do it on manual in the bottom. So that's why I said you're going to be grinding until you're blue in the face. So whether it's the hard quests or it's the boss, you're getting less benefit by doing auto. I don't even know if you can get all of the items by the end of the raid if you do everything on auto. So your hard mode boss attempts, you definitely want to be doing those on manual, because you can see the difference in the tokens there. And the last 3 boxes, at least on the current raid, I think they have 550 tokens that you need for each one. So that'll give you an idea how long you need. Each hard quest gives you 1 to 4 boss skip tickets, and they cost 12 energy. Now, when this came out on JP, I think they were giving you 300 or 400 free energy a day, but right now on JP, we're not in the second event. So they've made it really difficult. So you're going to have to be grinding those hard quests like crazy to get up enough boss tickets to challenge it, and then you're going to have to try to go through all of those boxes and whatnot. Now, the good news is if you do all that, you should get all the crafting materials you need, unlike the raid where you don't. However, it's still, this is just a huge grinding event. I think it's way too much grinding, and the fact that it's only 1 week, I think is pretty bad. Now, they do give you milestone rewards up to 500k, but in order to get all of the rewards, you're probably going to have a score of like 1.5 million or more, or something like that. So, yeah, the milestone rewards are great and they're definitely helpful, but they're nowhere near enough. They need to be giving you more of those box tokens in this on JP, because it's just way too much grinding. You know, like I said, I've already put in a couple thousand energy and it still has not been enough to. So right now, looking towards the end of the event, I don't think I'm going to be able to get the +5. And, you know, I have Kane, which is a large one, and I have Victor and Eileen at level 30 when I'm doing the hard quests. And, you know, I'm not getting that much less. You know, I'm only getting, what, 700 points less than a super whale? So, you know, I should be able to get a +5, but I'm really not sure if I will. So that's pretty much everything that I can present to you at this time on the event. You know, they might decide to change things. Hopefully they make it easier for us. Now, there's still a lot of things that I'm learning by playing the one on JP, and it's very confusing. So if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below, and I will try my best to answer you. So this video has been pretty long, so I'm going to cut it off here. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in another episode of FFBE War of the Visions. And also don't forget to hop on our Discord if you want to see like the latest news, discuss things, make groups, and join the community. So take care, guys.